Hello again, Internet. This is Bad Takeout. Is that really, I mean, is it the Internet? Hello, Internet? Or we don't really have fans?
No. Hello, friends and family.
Hello, friends and family.
Hi, Mom.
No, yeah. Hello, Internet. Well, this is Bad Takeout. Hello and welcome.
Yeah, episode 7.
Episode 7. We're going to start titling them, though. This is going to be, when you see us on the Internet, when you go to watch this episode, it won't be called episode 7. It will have a title.
It will.
It's a TBD.
We have a website, Jeremy.
We do have a website.
And yeah, and let me just say thank you to Greg Paul, who is a friend of yours.
A friend of the show now.
Friend of the show.
We have a friend of the show.
Holy shit. That's exciting.
We have a friend of the show
He
built us a website.
Putting together a website with some links. So
www.badtakeout.com.
I don't think you have to say www anymore. I don't even think www. It's just
I don't even
hard
think
to say.
You don't even have to put www into the web browser anymore.
Just put xhamster.com.
What's xhamster.com?
Oh.
What's... No.
It's an adult site which gives some tips on how to improve your love life.
Is it a porn site?
It absolutely is. No.
Wow. I like how you spun that into
a gentlemanly affair.
Yeah. Oh. What he's getting at, it's a free porn site.
Yeah. No hassles, no bullshit.
Look at this.
Xhamster.
Badtakeout.com will not have a link to, what'd you say?
Xhamster.
Okay.
This is a plug. Believe it or not.
Free plug to some porn site. That's good.
Yeah. But Greg, thanks again, man, for helping
hooking us up. We got a website.
Never met the guy. For all I know, he's
a good kid.
He's a bruiser.
Actually, works for the government, Homeland Security, basically.
Uh-oh.
He's a good kid.
Good.
He fights for the country.
I appreciate it. Well, yeah. Greg, thank you. Jeremy thanks you also. He just doesn't thank people very often.
I thank people.
You didn't thank me.
For doing what? What did you do?
6 episodes of Gold?
What have you done? You've done nothing.
I haven't really done much.
I asked you to get us on iTunes. Have you figured that out?
I have the email.
You have what email?
The email that you sent me.
I know you got the email. Have you fucking done anything? Have you done anything at all?
I did.
What did you do?
I looked. I clicked the link.
I clicked the link.
I read, but I've read so much shit since then that it's somewhere in the back of my head. Like, my head is like a buffet.
So, basically, I just want to be clear. You've done nothing.
No.
All right. Thanks. Appreciate that.
Well, at least I'm honest.
Why do people say that as if that, does a fucking thing? Like, at least I'm honest. No. You're still a scumbag, yes. Whether you're honest or not. That doesn't mean anything.
But I'm not a lying scumbag.
Oh, because if you're a lying scumbag, it makes it that much worse that you still didn't do it?
Yeah, I think so. I think when you say... Look, I'm being honest with you. That's kind of taking off a little bit of guilt. Like, hey, look.
It's taking guilt off you, not me.
Yeah, I don't care about you. Well, or your guilt, at least. I mean, I don't know what your guilt involves.
I don't have any guilt. I did.
Bullshit. You have plenty of guilt.
But it's Jewish guilt. That's exactly. I mean, that's just that's.
I think everyone has guilt.
Yeah, I'm saying.
I think scumbags don't have guilt because they're scumbags and they don't really have a lot of empathy for other people. I mean, I have guilt from the womb.
Do you have any guilt from not figuring out how to get our podcast on iTunes?
I'm working on it.
It's a work in progress.
That's another thing.
See, that makes me just think you are lying because you said, all right, I'm looking into it. Doesn't look too hard. You didn't do a fucking thing.
Yeah, that was what I said, right?
Yeah. I know exactly. I have the email. You want to see it? I'll show it to you.
Okay. Right now.
Here we go. Yeah. All right, whatever. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
It's something to do down the line.
It is.
We have a website. Check it out. It's awesome. And thanks, Greg, for doing it.
Yeah.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it on the show. We do the funny and we bring it back.
Well, that's the hard part.
We do more funny.
I think the easy part is done. That we have the avenues to release this stuff. But now we gotta
we gotta step up our game.
We do. So next batter, Jeremy Taumenberg.
Anywho, stupid.
Yeah, well,
number 42.
No, number 2.
Number 2.
Derek
Jeter.
But
right?
we just finished watching the national championship game.
That way we need to get this up quick. That way it has relevance. But yes, the national championship.
Louisville versus Michigan. Louisville pulled it off. It was a good game. A lot of bodies hitting the floor.
But no broken legs.
No broken legs, thankfully. But that dude, but he'll get his comeuppance. Even though he was sitting there being like, oh, all these guys are...
Oh, no, he's the star of the win because at the end of the game, he's the one everyone's talking to. Like, all the guys who just played, they're just standing behind him.
Yeah, he's probably getting laid tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Even
broken leg. Oh, no. They don't care.
It's going to be hanging off the bed, and he's still going to be just...
just nailing.
See, that's because I've listened to our past 6 podcasts,
right?
And I've said some shit that like maybe people who don't really know me very well, they know me as like Kevin, like like the really handsome, tall, very nice guy who I've worked with or I've met here. They don't know this
that you will say anything at the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
Like when you remember we were at lunch the other day and you told this girl that you just met these friends of mine.
Yeah.
You told her to shut up.
Well, but it was funny.
Yeah, I
also kicked your leg to tell you to turn around because like every guy and his friend, if they're like somewhere, they'll like kick each other and like, dude, like check out this girl.
Right.
And we're in Beverly Hills.
Oh my God, it was hysterical.
It was just dime pieces all over the place.
Every other girl was good looking, and then all of a sudden it's the end of the meal, and Kevin like taps my leg, real subtle like, and I turn around and all it is like a group of 6-year-olds.
Like, see, I don't think the really nice people who I've worked with who are like, oh, that Kevin Crowley, like,
he's such a go-getter.
He's a nice kid.
He's making just statutory rape jokes.
Yeah, but it's a joke.
It's a joke.
Again, like we touched on the whole thing, like I think 2 episodes ago, where like you can kind of say what you want, like.
Well, no, you should be as long as within the context of like with Patrice O'Neal. Remember that you showed me and I've seen it a million times.
If you don't know who Patrice O'Neal is, check him out on YouTube. He was this big black comic from Boston,
and he's hysterical. But he got on CNN once, and he had this great he got in an argument with somebody about a rape joke, and he basically said that like joking in a context is if the guy's trying to be funny,
yes,
then he's just trying to be funny.
Yeah.
He's not trying to hurt anyone. He's not starting a war. Like the rape joke might not be a good joke, but he's just trying to make a joke.
Exactly. That his intention is to make people laugh.
And I agree. And I agree with that cold-heartedly.
And I mean, and I'm not saying that I'm the funniest dude in the world, but I think
because you're not.
I'm far from it.
Like we're like
when I'm hanging out with like really funny people, but like there's different like
levels of funny.
Yeah, like there's that really smart funny where it's like, or not. No, fuck that. It's not very smart. It's like that smug, like
we think we're really smart.
Like,
so like
this joke is so good you don't get it, but we do. That's why it's good. Like,
yeah.
And
I think that's why I never liked Andy Samberg. Mm-hmm. And I never liked all his SNL, like, Laser Cats. People were like, I fucking love Laser Cats. Laser Cats might have been the dumbest sketches I've ever seen in my life.
I'm not aware of it.
That's what it's good.
But Kitten Mittens is hysterical.
From It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, Kitten Mittens is wonderful.
Because the cat falls off the table wearing kitten mittens.
Just so you know, I don't like to talk about other, like, we both, you happen to be a big Open Anthony fan. I'm a big Howard Stern fan.
Yes.
But, like, the other day, they did, like, this thing on Howard Stern, and one of the guys' brilliant $1 million ideas was shitting mittens. Where you would put, like, it would be like toilet paper that would go on your hand, so that way you can like wipe, and it was called shit mittens.
And you just threw them out?
I guess so. And you could flush them. It'd be like wipes, but you'd wear them on your hand, and then that way you can get in there and like do what you got to do. And he called them shit mittens, and I was just in the car.
That's why North Korea is a threat, because they don't care about shit mittens.
Like they don't have shit mittens is the least thing that they're thinking about.
Oh, yeah,
North Korea.
no.
They're marching and praying to like
we are
three generations of a crazy family.
Yeah, like we are. Was it Kim Jong-un? Like, we are his shit mittens. Like, if he wants to wipe his fat Asian ass with us, like, that's what we're here for. And we'll do it.
Yeah, but he can't. I don't think he really can. Can he really do anything?
You mean, like, to us?
No, I mean, like, is this guy really got the balls at, like, 10 years old to, like, really, like, take on the world?
He wouldn't get very far, but
that's what I think.
Dude, like they're kind of crazy. You know,
I mean, he's crazy.
Like North Korea is like
it's a cult.
I don't know many other places like it in the world. I've never been there. I don't even know it exists. You know, but it's they're gonna stop dropping bombs possibly, but they're like they're like they're like a little brother.
You know why they're not dropping bombs? Because we got Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, but he's actually could have been like sliding them like like, here's, the coordinates to the West Coast, for all we know. He just lost the Celebrity Apprentice last night,
I'm pretty...
Spoiler alert.
I don't know, like, how much Dennis Rodman does or doesn't know, but I'm pretty sure Kim Jong-un has the coordinates of the West Coast.
Yeah, we probably do. We have iPhones.
I mean, I'm pretty sure in today's 2013, he knows where the West Coast is.
Well, you never know. But yeah, I don't think they could
But
legitimately.
didn't they like set off a fucking missile like a couple years ago and it blew up like 10 feet after it took off the ground?
Yeah, they're like Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They got like he's got like his people in a bunker somewhere, like working 20 hours a day, drinking water and not doing anything else.
But the crazy thing is, like, because there's people in this country that like love Obama. There's people that hate Obama, and that there's people who just like, he's just the same old dude. But everybody in North Korea is like, this guy is John Lennon, fucking the Pope, and David Letterman.
Yeah, but they
all in
have
one.
to, because if they don't, they're gonna get their dicks ripped off and they're gonna get thrown in a tiger well.
Tiger well.
Well,
they probably do have tiger wells.
Yeah, whatever
They're
they got.
crazy fucks.
Whatever they got doing, waterboarding or whatever they got going on.
Yeah, I mean, like, am I worried? No. Like, I'm more worried about like driving tomorrow.
No, I'm worried about it, but I mean, in the long scheme of things, I would think like in today's age, if he sets off a missile, we're gonna know 25 minutes before he even does it.
Yeah, no, and they're moving a bunch of shit. Like, I think so. It'd be like South Korea's fucked, and it's too bad because
And we got bases there, and they know where those bases are.
Right. But he's like a Bond villain from like a really bad Bond movie, one that you forget about. Like, I don't really think he's gonna make much of a step.
I even think in one of the shitty Piers, is it Piers or Pierce? The one who did the Bond before?
Oh, Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, I think we fought North Korea in one of his movies.
Really?
I think so. Like maybe Die Another Day.
Okay.
I think
How we do?
What do you think? He's James fucking Bond.
That's true.
God damn it.
We got a couple of James Bonds.
God
I'm
damn
sure.
it. Oh, we have to. Oh, please.
And then MI6.
You know how we know we have? You know how we know there's a James Bond? Because we don't know his name. That's how good we are.
Yeah.
You don't even know his name. He doesn't have a name. James Bond. Everyone knows him. You would know him a mile away. Martini, tuxedo. There's James Bond. Bullet, dead, gone. How good is he? You don't know our guy's name.
It's true. They probably got some cool like cufflinks.
SEAL Team 6, dude. You didn't see them coming?
No.
Dead. Mm-hmm. Out.
See, but I think I've played like if let's say if the worst does happen and like
I play enough. Oh yeah, with the television that we've watched and the video games we watched, I know. Well, it's like Glenn. It's like Glenn the
with the
Walking
amount
Dead.
of fat fucks in their parents' basement drinking Mountain Dew and playing Call of Duty all day long, put guns in their hands and we'll fight those guys off.
Oh, we'll be fine.
Like that.
We'll be fine. I mean, maybe we'll be a little scared. We might be a little tired.
Yeah.
A lot of sweating.
Sure. Yeah.
But a lot of, I mean, we're not
nipple chafing.
We're not really in shape.
It's like sunburns.
But I always felt like if the shit hits the fan, I think I got enough knowledge. I've played Grand Theft. I've played enough hours of Grand Theft Auto. I've clocked in a good, over the years and all the Grand Theft Autos, a good 200, 300 hours of video gaming.
But we don't have any guns to.
Right, that's the problem.
They're taking all our guns away. So if like the shit did happen, they'd be like, oh, sorry about that. Walmart is open for business, and you can get M16s there.
Well, we'll do what we gotta do.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, look, I'm not losing any sleep over it. I'm sure like doomsday preppers and shit like that, they're like, we told you, motherfuckers. But I'm not worried. It's on CNN every day. I get a little bit of knowledge of what's going on, but look, we'll see.
CNN.
We'll see.
It all could be the fake news.
Yeah. I mean, but I think a bigger news story is the Rutgers coach who got fired.
Oh my God, the guy
Mike
who was
Rice.
beating the shit out of the kids?
No, he didn't beat the shit out of them.
I saw the videos, Kevin.
He threw a couple balls.
Wait a minute. We all know I don't like... I'm not a gung-ho sports person, so I'm not going to weigh in too much because you obviously know more than I do when it comes to like this kind of thing.
Look,
I saw the videotapes. He was beating the shit out of students, punching kids in the back when they didn't see it coming.
No, he threw balls at him.
I watched.
He was being a bully.
He punched one of his kids in the back when the guy didn't know he was right behind him.
Well, if he just won the national championship, I think they would have let that shit slide. But he's at Rutgers, I think their biggest alumni is Tony Soprano. For real. But I mean, like it's like this ongoing thing of look, and I think the guy should have been fired. I mean, he's getting paid probably over $1 million to coach, college basketball on a really big scale. But yeah, I mean, I had a couple coaches. I was never a big jock. That's the thing. Like jocks, they don't really graduate. Like they're always that meat-headed kind of like shit.
Nah, you just shit all over them.
No. But look,
by the time we're done with all these episodes, the blacks won't like us, the Jews won't like us, the gays won't like us.
You don't like me?
I'm just saying, like
you don't like me twice. Questionably 3 times.
The thing here's the thing. I get loyalty to a team, and like these guys are like, you know, they respect what's going on, so they think they're being taught, and I get a little bit of it. Like,
but I probably would have punched him in the face.
That's what I'm saying. I get a little bit of the shove. You know, oh, like, get your shit together and give him a little shove, or like a little, you know, get your act together and yelling and screaming. I get all that.
Coaches scream.
I get that, but throwing balls at people's heads and like punching guys in the arms or like
I didn't see any punches.
I don't know. Then you weren't watching the same videos I watched because I watched them all.
All I saw was he was throwing balls and he like aggressively grabbed him and moved him into
then
position.
You're not watching them all. You're seeing what you want to see. Okay. He kicked a player. He punched a player. Not
I'm
like
not
in the face.
him.
No.
I think he deserved
I would have grabbed
to
him
lose
by
his
his throat and I would have let him know that you can't do that to me. I can't believe all these guys are so weak that none of these guys stand up to him and say, "Listen, stop hitting me."
No.
Like, yell at me, but don't hit at me.
Yeah, I mean he's the head coach, you know,
so?
and like and it's his program, and you know, but apparently one of his like assistants, you know, he got fired, and then he blew the whistle on the whole shit and released the tapes, and then I guess the university and the athletic director had seen them in like November, and then they waited until the end of the season, and then this guy went to like ESPN with the tape, and it was all over the news, and people who don't even watch the sport are like, "Oh my god, this is unacceptable." And I agree, it is unacceptable.
The hitting's unacceptable. I agree that there's got to be a
There's
line.
that locker room kind of thing. I mean, like, do you call your players fags, or what they call fairies and faggots if they like don't hit their post and get a pass? Like, yeah.
I mean, whatever. I'm not gonna say it happens. I mean, these guys probably.
But Rutgers, it also has like the history, like the gay kid who got his roommate like videotaped him, and
that's why they said this was a big deal because they come off that.
Yeah.
And that's why the whole bullying thing, like, you know, escalated more with that.
I mean, no one should be treated that way. Like don't get me the wrong way. Do I think they overreacted firing the guy? No, not at all.
I mean, but yeah, in every locker room, does a coach yell at his players and say uncouth things? Absolutely. And I'm not saying that shouldn't happen. That's part of what this game is. That's what's going on.
It's part of the motivation factor. But if you're just an angry, violent
who's
asshole,
hurting players,
then yeah, you probably.
He throws the ball too hard, hits a guy. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to sound like a stupid mom, but like he throws the ball, the guy's not looking, turns the ball, hits him in his eye. He busts his eye out.
Oh, my nose!
Or whatever. You broke a kid's nose, or you busted this kid's face open, and now it's a bigger problem.
But they're jocks, you know. I mean, that's kind of part of
getting hit by your coach with a ball when you're not looking is not part of the game, Kevin,
right?
And that's ignorant to think that.
Well, look, I mean, like, there's certain...
At a certain level, am I expecting to get yelled at and all that? We've said it now. Yelled at and all that? Sure. Shoved around, told I'm stupid, get your shit together? Yes. If I'm down on the court inside the paint and I turn around after a play's ending, I'm not expecting a ball to be chucked at my head.
Yeah, that's pretty shitty.
When I didn't see it coming. It's got to stop. That's
worth being fired. Yeah. And then his boss, the athletic director,
he's done too.
The athletic director got
Fuck
fired.
them all.
But he got $1 million, got $1.2 million to leave. Because he didn't get fired, he resigned. And he got an iPad.
An iPad?
iPad and $1.2 million.
I would have beat the shit out of the kids, lost my job just for the iPad.
Just for the iPad.
Yeah.
The 1.2 doesn't
Fuck
hurt.
that. Dude, iPad?
But you think this guy's going to be coaching anywhere, you know, in the future?
Yeah, 5 years from now.
Well, yeah, because we're a bunch of fucking
He'll
sissies.
be like in the California Penal League somewhere.
And we like this, like, you know, the underdog or the comeback, you know?
Yeah, but he's not the comeback. The kid that broke his leg, that'll be the comeback.
Who knows?
Story.
We'll probably need a new story in 5 years. It's the 24-hour news cycle, man, you know? Like,
yeah.
It's any news story you see, it's like, you got it for a day, and then something, and when like a really big story, and it's always the worst shit, like the school shooting, and the Batman shooting.
Well, it's coming up again now. The kid's up now. The Batman dude, he's up now,
and he's gonna get the death penalty
or something like that.
They should fuck that guy. And excuse my language.
Oh no, he
dropping the F-bomb all over the place.
He needs to go down like bad.
Absolutely,
he needs
cowering.
Well, and they're saying now, like more so, there's more information coming out about that kid. Like he
was an asshole.
His therapist did report something. Said that he was homicidal. That she's witnessed kids that were suicidal, but this kid was homicidal. Oof. They knew that, and she reported it to the school, I think. And then they know that he scoped out the theater.
What a dick!
A couple like days before he scoped out the theater.
Yeah, I'm more scared of those kids than Kim Jong-un.
But you know what I noticed because of the Aurora thing. I mean, it's just stupid. We went and saw Jurassic Park, me, you, and our buddy, our special guest, John Rosenberg. He's not here today, but we all went and saw Jurassic Park 3D. And before that,
Terrible movie. Or movie experience.
Oh, yeah, for you. We'll get to that. But you were smoking a butt before the movie, and they had like a whole thing. Like when before the movie started, it was like came up on the screen. If you see any suspicious activity, please report it right away.
Ugh.
If you see anything weird, please stay in your seat, be calm, and it had a whole. It was definitely like a whole new
They
thing.
have to do it. Yeah.
Designated
That
design.
shitty movie Gangster Squad that didn't like. I heard it wasn't that good. I haven't seen it.
Oh, no, I haven't seen it, but I heard it wasn't very good.
I heard it was just kind of blue.
They changed scenes. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a whole scene, and the guy, they like gangsters in the 40s were shooting through a movie theater and just like took out the whole thing. They're like, yeah, we can't do that.
At least for a couple of years.
Yeah, but look. I mean, what happened there?
Wait till they make this kid.
That's like God's dice, man. I don't even know what that's about. Like,
The kid was fucked up. He's an asshole.
yeah, yeah.
That's horrible stuff. But you gotta be careful. You gotta be.
I mean, speaking of that, we had a couple deaths this week also. Big week for deaths.
Oh, Roger Ebert.
We had Roger Ebert and Margaret Thatcher.
Margaret Thatcher died today.
She did,
Last night or however, whatever. She died recently. Depending on when you listen to this.
We also had Annette Funicello
Oh, the
from the Mickey Mouse Show.
and she was in all those movies, right? With,
Did you ever see Back to the Beach?
Of course, I see Back to the Beach. Back to the Beach might be one of the greatest movies of all time. It's Annette Funicello and what's his face? Come on,
Frankie Valli.
Frankie Valli. They're now older. It was a really great campy 80s movies, but they're now going to go back to the beach the way it used to be. But now it's all changed.
But it's like 1986.
It's bikers and like it's all crazy, and they have a kid, and he gets sucked up. It is so good. Pee Wee Herman makes an appearance. That movie. How come I don't have that movie on DVD?
Yeah,
That's
how I know her from. That's why I was like.
That's why I know her
Annette
too.
Funicello.
That's why I know her, Kevin.
I knew her because I think she had like the big tits, and rest in peace.
Yeah,
but she had like
really,
big tits.
No, that's
in
what it was.
1962.
That's what it was. When she was a Mickey Mouse
Yeah.
and all that, she had the big pointy boobies.
But she got the MS, and
I'm not gonna lie.
didn't do
I
well.
actually thought she was dead when they told me this morning. When I saw, I had to go to IMDb and be like, "Are they sure she's not already been dead?" Like I did not know she was. Because I knew she had MS. I thought she was gone.
really bad MS too.
I thought she was gone a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean Roger Ebert too, man. I mean he had like his jaw was missing,
Cancer and all that.
Oof, boy. I mean like,
and he died like just one day after he had made the announcement that it kind of came back. He's gonna slow down now for a little bit.
That's a reminder to quit smoking. Like
You're so stupid. I hate. Don't even quit smoking. We started this whole podcast. You were going to a hypnotist to get not to do this anymore. And
I don't even know if he smoked. Maybe it was all like the sulfur from the from all the film prints he saw.
I don't know if he was a smoker. I know he's a Chicago guy, so he'll be missed in that regard.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that.
It just stinks. And he was on TV for as long as I can remember. Like I remember being a little kid with the 2 thumbs up and him and Siskel and Ebert.
Yeah, and Siskel went like 15 years ago.
Oh no, Siskel's been gone for a while.
Yeah. Fucking got the George Harrison special.
The George Harrison special.
Jeez, it's terrible, but and then but biggest of all, my heart went out to it was the that asshole from Buck Wild, the kid, the MTV show.
I never saw that show.
I did because I'm a douchebag.
I actually, the Honey Boo Boo in that show, like there's certain shows now that I have like
principle.
On principle I won't try. And that way I can say with like pride I've never seen, because I have never seen a single episode of Honey Boo Boo ever.
And again, terrible. The kid, I think he was 21, and
what was he doing? What was it called? I read the article. What was he doing?
He was driving in the mud with his truck.
But it had a name. I can't remember what it was called.
I'm from New York, and I have too much respect for myself. Not that, but it's a hobby. Look, just like...
And so the car got so engulfed that the fumes, it like started, or whatever, and they couldn't get out. Oh, God.
I mean, yeah, but, that's like death by misadventure. Like, that's how Brian Jones of the Rolling Stones died. Like, that was his cause of death in his death certificate, was death by misadventure. And he just did all the drugs he could find and drank all the booze he had and went swimming.
Probably not the best idea.
Probably not. I mean, I've swam after like a Big Mac and I almost died. Fucking let alone, Quaaludes.
You're not supposed to swim for like 30 minutes after you eat or something like that. Or before you eat. Or I don't know how that works. I think it was all bullshit.
Throw a fucking basketball at your head. But
that's the thing. In today's world, I think fairy's okay. I don't think calling someone a faggot is okay. Just because it's a little bit different now.
If you're throwing
in 1990,
like a Molotov through,
but I'm saying here, listen to me out. In 1990, was it okay where people was like saying, "Oh, stop being a faggot"? Yeah, that made sense. It was 1990. It didn't mean the same. But now, I'm just saying the generation's different. It's a little more powerful of a word now. So if you
words aren't really that powerful.
I'm just saying you can choose what we're going to go back into it, but you can choose what to say, Kevin.
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't do that.
And I'm choosing not to say
but
a lot of things right now.
Fairy is okay. It just you're being a Nancy. I think that's okay.
I like sissy myself.
Oh, I love sissy.
Sissy's a good one.
Sissy is a powerful, funny word. I actually think the worst thing.
Too many S's for it not to be funny.
If the worst thing that can be called, if like let's say you're really mad at me, and you get like so mad at me, you're just like you're a fucking jerk. Like, I don't know why, but jerk is really mean. If you really mean it, like jerk is a mean word.
It's not.
I'm just saying I don't like it. But I'm saying the F word.
I think, like, honestly, I think if someone's like, I hate you, that's worse than just calling someone a faggot.
Okay, but that's you though. I'm saying that's no.
In the English vocabulary,
no. Kevin, you assume stupid things sometimes.
Okay.
That what you feel isn't fair for what other people to feel. Just because you feel one way, just because a racist white supremacist thinks it's okay to use the N-word every day, doesn't mean it's okay.
There isn't one...
Just because you want to say freedom of speech doesn't mean what
But there isn't one word you could call me where I would really be offended.
I don't understand why we're even having this stupid conversation.
Again.
That's how you feel.
Okay, yes.
I know how you feel.
Yes.
I'm not worried about fucking offending you.
Yeah, you shouldn't be.
I'm not. That's you,
But you're
stupid.
offended. You're offended. But you're
You could be offending 10,000 other people, though.
Maybe. Okay.
I'm not saying
You're
you.
right.
When we're together and the microphone's off and the thing, we say all kinds of funny things to each other.
Yeah.
But we're just joking around and we know we're not offending each other. You call me horrible Jewish names.
No, I don't.
You have called me a kike.
Yeah, because it's funny.
Because it's funny and we laugh.
Context.
I'm freaking agreeing with you. But I'm saying if we were in the public and we're doing that, that would be offensive to some people. My dear grandmother who survived the Holocaust might not want to hear some Irish kid calling her grandson a kike. That's all I'm saying. She might not like that if she's out in the public and she hears us talking.
Okay.
I understand that behind closed doors, you want to say something, say what you want.
You got to bring your grandma into it to fucking change, to like be like, oh, you're right.
I don't know. It's not about being right. It's not. You just have to understand that sometimes there's certain contexts where your words will hurt people, even if you're not trying to hurt them.
Well, see, now that I have a microphone in front of me and the capacity to, transmit to 1 million people, or 42 from my last...
from our last YouTube check.
Yeah, okay. Do I have is there more quote-unquote power involved? Or, like, am I... But, honestly, I just think people being... we don't have to get back into this.
No, I understand. And you're not wrong, though. You're not wrong.
But being offended by words...
You are right. It doesn't change the fact that we live in a world where people get offended by hearing these words.
And I won't... And I choose my words carefully.
Of course you do. You're a smart kid. I'm not saying that. I mean, I just think that sometimes
I'm not joining any clan. I'm not going to any clan meetings.
Of course
I'm not throwing any fucking Molotovs through any glass windows.
Of course not. I'm just saying.
But I can call you a faggot because right now you're being a faggot.
It's not funny.
I'm kidding, ladies and gentlemen. If I offended you, I'm really sorry. I'm going to church tomorrow.
See, now you're offending God.
Well, no, come on.
Now you're offending God.
See, but you don't know God like I know God.
You're not a child of the Lord.
He and I have this, it's like a, Steve Martin.
I just think that, I agree, like I was starting to say in the beginning, 1990, that was okay. 2013, it just has a different meaning now, and it hurts a little bit different to different people. And maybe in 1990 it hurt people, but they have to I don't know.
Midget now is like
the N word.
That's the M word.
The M word.
Come on.
Yeah, I've been told, and I'll be honest.
And what's the difference?
There's not. But you are right, because there's degrees. Like I don't mind. I don't think retard is an offensive word.
No.
And a midget is not an offensive.
But I wouldn't go up to a
retard
bunch of retards,
right?
And no, I'm kidding. Like a bunch of mentally challenged, Americans, and be like, you know what? You retards are really bothering me. I would never say and I wouldn't feel that way because they don't bother me. I love retards. But
no, I agree. That doesn't bother me. But I guess but
it bothers them.
It bothers them.
So now everybody's affected.
It's tough. You're right. And
it's not tough. It's fucking. It's not unnecessary because we can't just go around calling each other whatever we want.
Right.
But we can. That's the beauty of it. We can, and you're an asshole. I was watching this video. Well, there was a story I saw on the news today that in Times Square in New York City.
What's Kevin watching?
Yeah, well,
just get us into it.
a guy who dresses up as Cookie Monster assaulted a 2-year-old in Times Square because his parents didn't give him $2. Like, like these guys down Hollywood Boulevard.
Right.
They're in Times Square. They're everywhere
now.
city,
they're now in Las Vegas Boulevard, which they weren't when I first turned 21.
Yeah.
Right in front of the Palazzo.
So this cute little 2-year-old kid goes up to Cookie Monster because he loves Sesame Street, and like Cookie Monster is his boy. And then he takes a nice picture of Cookie Monster, and then his cheap ass mom won't give the guy $2. But whatever. So the guy dressed up as Cookie Monster pushes the kid.
Oh,
a
no.
2-year-old gets charged with assault.
He should.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's, and it's like child neglect, or not neglect, but child battery
endangerment or something.
Yeah. And then this got into this whole website that I saw, because it was a story. It went to a link, and there was this other guy in New York who dresses up as Elmo, and he's very anti-Semitic. So he's dressed up as Elmo, but he's like, the Jews do this and that and this and that.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So you can't trust Sesame Street characters these days.
But see, the thing, like, is that okay with you?
Not at all.
So then they're
but he's an asshole.
But he's got freedom of speech,
he
Kevin.
Does. And the Westboro Baptist Church, the guys who protest,
the God hates fags
and all this stuff.
They're horrible people. I hate those people.
And they're going to hell if hell exists and heaven exists. Because they're doing despicable shit.
Like I said, I agree. If you're trying to be funny,
yes,
you should.
That's what it all comes back to.
If you're trying to be funny, I get it. But when you're trying to be funny, sometimes people that aren't a part of that funny could overhear it and be offended. That's why you gotta choose your words carefully.
You're right. And I don't think that I don't have any remorse or any the other word for regrets. Thank you. That's the word, Kevin. I don't really regret anything that has been said on this microphone. And
no, you shouldn't distribute. You don't have to be offended by anything you said. You're just talking your mind, and you're not being offensive. You're flat out not saying anything hateful.
No. And even if I was, then we got a whole new demo.
It's a whole new show.
We can go to the white supremacists.
Oh yeah.
We can go to
take us to the South.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Or North Korea. Mm-hmm. They might, but then we had to go anti-America.
But we'd have to join their thing, and we'd probably have to dress like.
I can't march like that. I watched them march. I can't.
They're really good.
They're really good at marching. Mm-hmm. But what's that gonna do for them when they're? I don't understand. What's all that marching like an asshole gonna do when you gotta be running?
They're little.
Yeah.
Like we can get like.
But they fight though.
We can get the dream team from '92 and this year, and I think we'd have a pretty good shot.
But they can move. Yeah. They probably know whatever, I don't know, Muay Thai, some kind.
Ooh, that's offensive, Jeremy.
Why?
Because you're assuming that every Chinese person...
They're not Chinese, they're North Korean. What's that, better?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways. Yeah. All right, so what do you got in the little book? What else you got? Tell me what's in that little book you got in front of you.
Well, I think we should be a little more topical.
Okay, so what's in the book? Tell me what's in the book. Your stupid little notebook you got there.
It's just stupid news stories.
I hear you. Lay it on me. Tell me what you got in the notebook, goddammit.
Well, I found this website.
Uh-oh. And we already went over that. It's a porn website. No one cares about your free porn.
But it's called... No. It's
oh, this is not a free porn. Oh, this is... okay.
Non-pornographic.
I got you.
Xhamster.com. I want my hat by Thursday. But it's called Rich Kids on Instagram.
Oh my God!
Have you ever heard of
you've told me this. Yeah, you told me this.
Holy shit! Is that infuriating?
You don't have to pretend like we haven't had conversations before, or do you just really not remember that you've showed me Rich Kids?
I give up. I'm done.
Where you get back over here? You can't leave.
Don't tell me my business.
Yeah. No, you've showed me the website.
Holy shit! Is that that's infuriating? And I'm not jealous at all. That I don't have a Maybach or a fucking house in the French Riviera to go to, or
I'm a little jealous.
I'm not. I'm really not.
I'm not jealous in like a jealous way, but if I had a yacht, would I like to have a yacht at my exposable?
Yeah, but it's not your fucking yacht. It's mommy and daddy's yacht, and we're over 30 years old.
I'm just saying, if someone had a fucking yacht that I could go to, I'd go to a yacht.
Yeah, if any of our listeners have a yacht,
that's all I'm saying.
Jeremy and I would.
I'm not jealous. I'm not gonna go slit my wrist, cry home to mom. Why didn't you give me a yacht?
And it's not even these kids are. Well, they are kind of showing off. That's the beef. There was this one, and this kid had a receipt from a bar, and it was
you showed me this one.
It was 4 bottles of Cristal and 70 shots of ba and like, you know, vodka bottles and da. And it was like $75,000.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. Like I can't believe there's a world where this
even if you were as successful as you could ever imagine, and your little shithead Jeremy Jr., because he'll be a shithead.
Oh yeah, I would.
Would you ever let that fly?
I'm telling you now, I'm not. I wasn't raised poor. My dad was a lawyer. We had a few shekels laying around. you bastard, you Jew lawyer. No. Anyways, we don't gotta go back to that. But you know, we weren't like broke. You know, we went on good vacations and stuff like that. I'll tell you right now, I never got away with anything like that. When I was 16, I had a bunch of friends that got cars. I was given a job application and told, my dad said, there's a Blockbuster, a grocery store, a Chinese restaurant right across the street. Go get a job at one of those. That was like right away what I had to do at 16. I was never.
Yeah, I don't think I have any kind of skills to ever generate that amount of, because it's like oil money and it's like publishing freighting. You're talking about like the Vanderbilts. Fucking
I don't know.
Spawn.
I couldn't imagine that. All I know is I had an emergency credit card growing up. If I ever got into some shit and I needed some money fast, this credit I would have, but I was never allowed to use it. It wasn't a credit card to use. Had I used this credit card to do something stupid like that, if
your pops got a $75,000
we were on a cruise once. I'll tell you this. We were on a cruise once. It was me and my parents and my sister and our cousins, and they have 2 kids and the parents, right? So same type of family dynamic as us. My older cousin was like 3 years older than me. Was at a bar on the boat, bought drinks for the entire boat in the bar.
That kid is awesome.
It was like a $2,000 bill, and my Uncle Larry gets a bill for like $2,000.
Wow.
All I know is I remember my old man was like, if you ever did something like that, I would beat the ever loving shit out of you.
Yeah.
And he wasn't joking.
We didn't really. I mean, like, and again, like, you know,
he would have killed me.
My dad, he worked in commercial real estate in Manhattan. You know, basically worked himself to death. But, you know, he provided a very, very comfortable lifestyle for my mother and myself and my brothers. But yeah, I never got a new car when I was 16. I got hand-me-down clothes, everything. Like, we had that shanty Irish, like, like the recession's gonna hit. And I don't know what my dad thought about it, but we never. I mean, I had kids who had Audis and BMWs and brand new Pathfinders souped up with rims and in high school.
Oh yeah, I had
and
friends
the kid has
that did
never
too.
worked a fucking day in his life. Like and you know, back then was I even like, oh, I want that? Not really, because I was always like, you're a douchebag.
I kind of felt the same.
Like your father was kind of a douchebag for buying you.
I kind of felt the same way.
Car.
I felt the same. Like I was like, oh, that'd be nice to have a car. But I was like, you know what? No, I don't. Yeah. I remember a kid turned 16. He got a Mustang. I had another buddy who we were like in this Jew youth group together, and he came from money. And on his 16th birthday, his parents like took him to dinner, and they went to like wherever in Chicago, pulled up into a dealership, a Jeep dealership, and his dad was like, "Go ahead, like get what you want."
Wow.
And I remember he pulled up in a black, like Jeep Cherokee Laredo, fully leather loaded, everything, soup to the max.
That's like $40K.
Soup to the max at that time.
That's probably over $40K.
This was what, 1998, 1999.
And now some Ecuadorians driving that shit around with like 400,000 miles on it. Look what you got now, Dad. You know, like the Explorer. Like I was thinking about that. We were watching fucking Jurassic Park. Like, because I remember seeing that movie in the theater, and that's why I was so bothered by this experience. But anyway, let me stay to this point.
Yeah.
I remember how badass that Ford Explorer was when they're driving around on the tracks and like the T-Rex comes out.
And now it's like
Julio's, you know, tile service, his second car, you know?
Real quick, and then we have to wrap it up. I want the people to know, like, we went to see Jurassic Park 3D.
Yeah.
And you basically did not enjoy any of it.
No.
We get in the theater, not even that packed.
I wonder if any part of my, like, because I'm not a pessimist, but I wonder if any of my like negativity and not just enjoying it myself, if any of that is like admirable, or like any girl is like, ooh, like he sounds really interesting and nice because he gets pissed off at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, you know, it wouldn't have done if, let's say, I was your date for Jurassic Park 3D.
It wouldn't have.
I would have thought you're an idiot because we sit down. and we start watching the movie, and clearly there is a few talkers, and there's a baby.
We sit down. The movie is just starting, and a family of 4. And it's a Friday morning. We saw the matinee. So it was like what, noon or so.
Yeah.
And like a family of 4 walks in, and there's like a little girl, and I'm like, oh man, I can't wait till she like shits her pants during the T-Rex scene. But she went like a pro, and she was with her mom, her dad, and her mom had like one of those baby harnesses things around her. Yeah. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
So the baby starts crying a little bit, and I can see it already. Like Kevin's already ruining my movie experience because you just start fidgeting. You start looking behind you like you're ready to fucking start World War III.
I was gonna kick that baby's ass.
And before you do anything, I look at you and I'm like, just shut up, yeah. Just sit there and shut up. Before you even say anything, and you sit there, you don't do anything. Then all of a sudden, like 10 minutes later, you get up and you leave. You go smoke a cigarette.
No, I went and watched like 5 minutes of The Evil Dead here and there.
And then you come back, and then you left again, and you don't ruin my movie experience, but I can feel your hostility.
Yeah,
and then it starts
it's just nerves, and it
starts to bother me because like now I know you're frustrated,
I'm an X-Man.
And I want you to enjoy the movie. So I'm trying to enjoy the movie, and now it's bothering me. At the end of the movie, they're talking, they're laughing, and I almost said something, but I'm trying so hard.
Why? And see, okay,
you shouldn't have to deal with it.
Okay,
no,
so I wasn't. Look, who brings a fucking 3-month-old to a movie theater? Okay, you see? Now, right there, I censored myself. I'm not going to do it for you.
All right.
I'm not going to let you prove my point.
No, you should. Good job censoring yourself, because you're a human being.
No, anybody who brings a 2-month-old to
is an asshole.
Yeah.
Mexican,
I wasn't angry at the
Mexican,
baby.
Black, white, Jew, doesn't matter. No. You're an asshole.
They were Prussian, actually.
They were Prussian? How do you know? You heard him talking about Prussia?
Yeah. They're Franks, and how many francs it cost to see the matinee. It's very expensive.
A lot of
like
francs.
7 billion Prussian francs. But I wasn't angry. Like, look, babies cry, kids talk.
But why gotta do with the Jurassic Park?
See, but I was like, look, in my little world, is it selfish for me to be like...
No, it's not selfish. In a movie theater setting, you have a right to enjoy the movie quietly.
Yeah.
These people shouldn't do that. But what you should...
And the fact that I didn't get up and be like... See, what was I going to say? Like, shut your fucking baby up? That wouldn't have gone over very well.
Just get up and slap the baby?
Because really, before what I do, every time that I, like, go out of my way to be like, look, I always put myself in their shoes. So, like, I don't have kids, thank God, because I would lose them. And I'm like, all right, look, this guy's here, his baby cries because his fucking baby cries. Like, I'm not going to do that. But then, like, a half hour before the movie ended, like, a group of assholes walk in, and they sit right behind us.
Right.
And they start, like...
They're telling jokes. And
they're sitting on their couch.
They're doing comedy, yeah.
Their couch got huge. And, like, all of a sudden, like, there's, like, 40 other strangers just watching the movie on their living room. Because every line, they have a little quip. Like, they're doing the fucking commentary for, like, Smarter Than the Room.
It's like Mystery Science Theater. Yeah.
And I was going to say something about that. And I should have. But I didn't.
What are you going to do? You're going to say something to some 18-year-old what was he? Persian?
No. The Prussians were they were fine by then.
Oh,
these were just Silver Lake hipsters.
Okay, so you're gonna mouth off to some 18-year-old Silver Lake hipster who doesn't give a shit.
I'd embarrass in front of his girl.
But now he's gonna get up and he's gonna start getting Brody.
And I got John with me, man. He's a fucking bulldog.
That's true. We are tougher when John's around.
If I was by myself, I probably would have left and gone home.
But because John's there, and then I'm gonna be there to back you up.
I've seen him just fly off the handle. Like it's that Chicago shit, man. Like,
oh no, if we have
I've seen girls. I'm not gonna say her name, but we're all working on the same show, and like we're in Westwood, and like there's a lot of I guess they're a different. They might be Albanian, whatever. And they're driving down the alley, and they start beeping the horn, and like your whole Chicago crew like gets out.
Oh yeah,
like,
we're quick.
What motherfucker? What? Like,
yeah, we're quick. We're quick
at the doors.
We're quick. We're not, and it's in me. Like I always tell them, like my girlfriend Nicole, it's like I do it. And it sounds maybe stupid, but there's a beast inside me, and I can go 0 to nuts.
It's baboon, and it's all teeth and nails.
I'll just go nuts. Yeah. If we're put in a position where we think we have to back into a corner, we're gonna be like snick. We're gonna pull our claws out, and we're gonna fucking we're gonna go nuts.
You just did a Wolverine reference.
Yeah.
Because I saw your hands.
Yeah.
Dude,
but that's how it is. You feel like that. Like if like the guy, I remember the death, and right away the guy's honking in the alley.
Yeah.
Well, what the? He clearly sees us there.
But why should he not be screamed at and be threatened to be shot?
Well, when John's there, it's when John's...
But I think these jerks in the world who will talk during a movie or
they should be
who will
told.
lean on their horn, they should be smacked. Like, and I'm not talking about physically.
No,
like,
you lean on your horn.
No, but only when I did it today because it was necessary. But like you need to be kind of like not scared or threatened into remembering to be a good person. But look, that's why there's people like there.
No, and you're right. I'm just saying, like
Lenny and his rabbits, man. You need Lenny.
You got to put people out of their misery, and you should. You're right. People should not be talking, but you just gotta. I think you gotta pick and choose. Mm-hmm. Gotta pick and choose your battles, and know when it's the right time to yell at the guy in the alley, or to keep your mouth shut in the movie theater. You gotta choose those battles because you don't want to piss off the wrong person at the wrong time. Yeah. Get your head shot off for nothing.
You never know. So where does that leave us, Jeremy?
I think it leaves us with the podcast.
Wow, episode 7 to be titled in the next.
I think I got the title.
Okay.
I think I got the title.
What is it?
I'm gonna tell you as soon as we go off the air.
Why
that
not?
way, it's a surprise to the people when they look at it.
But then they can be like, "Oh, that was the podcast I was just listening to, and it's already titled."
All right. How about the title of this episode? I think is gonna be called "Bad Takeout. Stop Being a Sissy." Good night, folks.